Well, we have our first guest here, and it's Peter Allan Rice, and he's a retired elementary teacher who is devoting a lot of his time producing his unique art. His work is shown in 5 galleries in Ontario and is in private collections, including ours, across North America and Europe. He has recently been selected to be part of the Autumn Art Sale fundraiser this October, which is being held at the McMichael Gallery in Kleinburg. He's here to talk about his work. Peter Allan Rice.
Nicely done. John, I want to talk a little bit about your badminton.
You would like to talk? No, we'd like...
Yeah, before we get in.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, John looks like a mild... Like, he's always interviewing us, and we never get a chance to find out about John. He's very mild-mannered, except when he gets on the tennis or badminton court.
Uh-oh.
And he gets a little frustrated sometimes when he hits it into the net or makes a shot that he thinks he should make. And out on the third court down, you may hear a blood-curdling scream.
And what do I say, Andrea?
John! So these screams of John are all over DCVI's gym. And what was really funny about it is the rest of us started saying John when we missed the shot. And then John, a couple of years ago, as some of you may know, went to Saudi Arabia and also Turkey to teach. And here he was across the ocean, and we were playing badminton, and everybody in the gym is going, John! So I think we should have the audience try that. What would make them really frustrated? Maybe if it started raining.
No.
So I'm going to go like this, give the rain sign. When I point, everybody go, John, in a really frustrated tone. Ready?
John!
How about...
John!
Perfect. How about the women this time? Only the women.
John!
And the men.
John!
And Don Van Galen.
John!
And Frank.
John!
Excellent.
Enough.
Yeah. So your name is associated with futility.
The worry I have is that some night one of the female tennis players the badminton players may go home and have a dream about the badminton. All of a sudden, in the middle of the night, she'll shout, John! But no, it hasn't happened. So there we go. Peter, first of all, let's get serious now. Peter Allan Rice. I know he was President Pete or Peter.
Right.
Where does the Allan come from with an A?
Well, when I was a young boy, and other people in the crowd here might be able to relate to this, every time I heard my middle name, I was in trouble, right? Peter Allan Rice, have you been drawing on the walls again? Or Peter Allan Rice, have you taken the last cookie? So it was always sort of a negative thing, and I decided to turn it into more of a positive. I like the sound better when you say the art of Peter Rice or the art of Peter Allan Rice. Doesn't that sound a little classier?
Then you can, from now on, you can call me John Victor Stevens. I need a bit more classic.
No. Wait for the signal, and we're going to say John Victor.
You guys are terrible.
John Victor!
Okay.
But seriously.
Yes, but seriously,
Yeah.
do you know anybody that does anything like you do? I'm talking about the
Oh, okay. I thought you meant my backhand in badminton. I know people that do metal, windswept pines on rock and so forth, but I don't know anybody that combines the glass with the stone. So pretty exciting to be doing something completely unique.
And you have 3 examples. Tell me about the 3 examples you have.
And
Oh,
4.
4, sorry, yes.
Yeah. The one in the middle is one I did for you, and it was hilarious when we were setting up today. Marie came out and looked at it, and she says, wow, do I ever like that? And you've owned it for about 3 years. But the neat thing is I sold it back to her.
Probably for more than we paid for.
Yeah, you got it for a steal, but now I've doubled my money, so that's fabulous.
Okay. What's this one on the left?
This is called the Spirit Tree. I'm trying to get a lot of indigenous themes into my work. You can see that it's all transparent. The birch bark canoe is transparent. and it's on a piece of glass from Bali, Indonesia.
Wow.
I canoed over there to pick it up. Do you believe that?
Alternate fact.
Okay, alternate fact, yeah.
And the one on the right.
This one is yet unnamed, but the very popular red canoe with a couple of paddles and windswept pine, and that rock is from Temagami. And we didn't mention about yours. Yours is called Emergence. It was sort of based on your time in Turkey. You can see there's the crescent moon, which is on the Turkish flag. The stone is actually from the Black Sea, correct? Mm-hmm. And that's an olive tree. And there are exactly 365 leaves on there.
And how long did it take you to make the 365 leaves?
For the money I got for it, no, it took a long time.
Okay. How long did it take to an average piece? How long does it take you to finish?
For a small one, it could be about 30 hours, right up to over 300 hours for larger pieces.
Mm-hmm. And what have you done? Where is your art marketed?
5 galleries, as we mentioned. Auburn Gallery in Gravenhurst, Perryville Gallery on Manitoulin, Temagami, Gallery 212 in Temagami, and Algonquin Art Center, very prestigious gallery there, and the Cornerstone Gallery in Kingston, right down in the historic district there.
Now you're always at the One of a Kind show in Toronto, and you have an interesting story from last year's. What's that?
Oh, the one where I think it was 2 years ago, a lady approached me and said, I buy work for the Prime Minister's office, and would you be interested? And I said, certainly, I'd love to get one of those selfies with Justin. But the way the government works, she had a hard time getting in. It was just his first year in office. She's since approached me about gifts for the Governor General's office. Where visiting dignitaries from Saudi Arabia or wherever would be bringing one of my pieces home with them. But again, government works very slowly. She keeps phoning me, but nothing really happens.
That'll be great. A bit of St. Mary's going internationally.
Yeah,
that's wonderful. Much of your work reminds me of the Group of Seven. What is your influence on them? Is there one artist that influences you more than the others?
Yeah, a lot of people say that your work looks like Group of Seven in glass, and I certainly accept that compliment whenever I can get it. I hear that often. I would say Lauren Harris, his later paintings, maybe with the sweeping lines and so forth, his work looks very like it could be done in glass. I did a piece a few years ago called The Painter, and I actually did Lauren Harris's silhouette in that piece. And that was very popular. So
you're going to be part of this McMichael Gallery fundraising scheme. How did you get to be a part of that?
Really cool story with that one. We were coming into the One of a Kind with other vendors and artists early in the morning before the regular crowd arrives. And in front of me there was this guy. He must have been about 6'5". He had hair down to his waist. And you couldn't help but notice, but he had a great big price tag hanging off the back of his blue jeans. So I don't know what you would do, but I went up to him and said, "Excuse me, you've got a price tag on the back of your blue jeans." We all had a big laugh about it, and we exchanged booth numbers. We visited back and forth. He ended up being the famous indigenous painter J. Bell Redbird. And so we discussed indigenous issues. He came over and saw my Lord Downey piece called Courage. He was very struck by that. And he was in the McMichael show previously. So he came to me and a couple of days later and said, "You should go to the McMichael show." So I owe it all to a price tag hanging off the back of his butt and a pair of jeans. So it's amazing how those things happen.
And there's quite a few people who compete to be in the show, correct?
Yeah, there were over 170 applicants. We had to submit 5 images, and the jury scored them certain points for each piece. And they only accepted 4 sculptors, so the odds were tough there. But out of 170, over 170, they selected 39 new artists. The sculpture that sold the best came back, and 10 of the best-selling painters came back. So there's a total of 50 artists there, with 39 being new. So I'm hoping to be the best-selling sculptor next year, and hopefully I'll come back.
That's great. So when is the show?
It's October 20th, 21st, and 22nd.
Yeah, and I know there's been some talk in town for everybody out there, perhaps getting a bus together. I've always wanted to see Kleinberg and the group of 7, because you get to see not just the show, but the group of 7. Am I correct?
Yeah, there's 6,400 works of art. They're not all group of 7. There's a lot of Indigenous, Métis, Inuit, group of 7 contemporaries, but it's known as the group of 7 gallery. And that's why I'm thrilled, just to be showing under the same roof as the group of 7.
So I'm going to see what we can do to get a bus together. If people are interested, it's a one-day trip. You go up there, have a good time, see the art, come back, and you don't have to worry about the driving. Do you have any plan to show your work in St. Mary's?
Well, actually, I'm in 3 private collections already, you being one of them. I've got 2 commissions on the go right now. I have shown right here on this porch, what was it, 2 years ago?
Many years ago.
At Doors Open. Yeah, so I appreciate that. Believe it or not, I've shown my work in the Bank of Montreal. My strategy there was go where the money is. They'll be getting their money out. They'll see the art.
And what was your strategy when you came up here?
I was just trying to get a free donut or something, but nothing happened. Also, forget the National Gallery, forget McMichael. I'm in the Town and Country Cheese Shop in Delhi right now.
Very good.
Like, where else can you see art? Pick up some salami, a bucket of the best potato salad, and maybe some camembert, right there. So, but seriously, Laurie Black is looking for artists to display their work up along the upper wall, and I just put a piece in there, and you can
Wonderful.
see it as you're cashing out.
Now, if somebody wants to get a piece, have something custom done by you, how do they go about doing that?
They'll have to be expecting it after Christmas, first of all, but just contact me and let me know what you're interested in. I'm really interested in the personal stories that people have, like this one, the Spirit Tree with Indigenous issues, and of course your Turkish experience as well. Sometimes people bring me their own rocks from their cottage, or a rock that has special meaning to them.
And this piece up here is for sale, correct?
That's for sale, yes. If anybody wants to approach me afterwards, we have 10% off for the Front Porch Show. Excellent.
Hey, Don, I'm going to increase your salary by 10% as well.
If it sells.
Okay, well, let's hear for Peter Allan Rice. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're now going to go. Here we go.
Wait, I've got something for you here.
We have something here.
Yeah. I really appreciate the creativity that you put into this show, and I've got a little gift for you.
Okay. Paper.
Yes, tissue.
Oh, a pair of socks.
And that comes from Sunrays here in St. Mary.
Look at this, but it leads into our commercial because it's got coffee beans on it. And our first commercial is Snapping Turtle Coffee.